Just more than 5 centuries ago, influences started to eat up our nation. From that point, we opened our mouth, we started to digest the foreign culture. Flooding in fact has deeply affected the daily life of Filipinos to these days. From this moment, we look back to our very own country and how the influence the invader has brought the kaleidoscope of culture to the Philippines.
Even before Magellan has set his eyes on the island of Lumasawa in southern Leyte, located in eastern Visayas, Filipinos have already been eating and living daily with the trades and diplomatic relations with other neighboring Asian countries. But the large seeds mainly came from the invasion of Spain and the United States. Since then, the changes in our culture have more than doubled. Food is the way to get to know the history of the Philippines and the cultures that invaded it. Filipinos have incorporated cuisines from different settlers. One of the contributors to Philippines cuisine are Chinese. Chinese influence on Philippine cuisine is found in noodle dishes that are generally called pancit. One of the famous food that Chinese had influenced is the lumpia or spring rolls that usually contain various vegetables and meat. Chinese greatly influenced the culture of the Philippine cuisine, such as various of them can be seen in the streets and at the malls. For many years that the Chinese people interacted with the Filipinos, many of them decided to stay and live with the Filipinos. According to the Bureau of Immigration for the year 2018, more than millions of Chinese had gotten settled in our country.
For the last century, religion was the focal point for about 400 years during the Spanish period and has permanently influenced the culture and society of the Filipino people. Filipinos, or the ancient Filipinos, were usually enemies or the people who worship an array of nature spirits to ensure prosperity and ward of bad luck. However, since the colonial period, Catholicism has been the cornerstone of Filipino identity for millions in the Philippines. Catholicism rapidly spread during the early years of Spanish colonialism. Filipinos at home set up altars in the Hispanic tradition, adorned with Catholic images, flowers, and candles. Aside from regular Sunday Mass, hundreds of festivals are celebrated across the country, and almost every town has its own festivity named after its patron saint. In addition, one of the influence brought by the religion is Christmas, which we celebrate every 25th of December. Every year, since according to the source, about 86% of our population is Catholic. The rest 11% are Muslim, and about 3% who do not practice any religion or practice other religions, which some are influenced by the Americans.
After its defeat in Spanish-American War of 1898, Spain ceded its long-standing colony of the Philippines to the United States in the Treaty of Paris. Philippines was under the rule of America for almost 5 decades until the United States gave the independence to our nation. For a very long time, our country was ruled under by the Americans. They played a large role in influencing the culture of Filipinos, especially with the cuisine. Foods like hamburgers, potato chips, hot dogs, and fried chickens that are commonly identified as American have made their way into the Filipino food culture. Fast food establishments are ubiquitous and a major hit in almost all parts of the country. Plenty of American chains, such as Burger King, McDonald's, Shakey's, and Pizza Hut, thrive in the Philippines. That even our own fast food chain is deeply influenced in America in its menu. Although Americans didn't make that much influence in the Philippine cuisine, they certainly changed the way the Filipinos dine.
Education plays a vital role in our society. It is one of the flight of the stairs that leads to our success. Spain played a large role in our religion, while the Americans boosted the Philippine educational system and made English as the second language of the country. The 45-year-long colonial tutelage of the United States made Manila one of Asia's economic powerhouses. The United States bought the Thomasites in our country that were commissioned to facilitate primary institutions for free, educating the Filipinos for their own citizenship. English language was used in schools, government, and business. Today, English is the second national language of the Philippines, and many words have been incorporated in the Tagalog language. Taglish, or a mixture of Tagalog and English, has become part of the country's culture.
The cuisine of Spain, brought by its people in the Philippines during its invasion, had a wide influence to ours. Historians say that 80% of the Philippine cuisine originated from Spanish dishes. Well-loved foods typically prepared on special occasions, such as paella, morcon, and estofado, are of Spanish origin. And so are well-loved desserts like brazo de Mercedes and leche flan. Another example is considered the nation's national dish, adobo. This lovely dish that everyone loves, even not for non-Filipinos, is actually a Spanish word for sauce. Adobo means marinated sauce for pork.
These are the influence of many different countries that contribute to the Philippine culture. If it were not for the influence to the Philippine cuisine, there will not be wonderful array of dishes to delight the palate. We won't be experiencing the education we had, the civilization our country is.